Take y'all home. Take y'all home. Home. Tell them take them home, Mario.
I agree, you agree, we agree. This is the real NBA Finals. I'm speaking for us, not just speaking for me. We agree this is the NBA Finals. Because whoever wins this series is the best team in basketball. And they're winning the finals. Someone's going to have to get hurt for me to be wrong. That's all I'm going to say. Because we have two teams that are fully healthy. And fully healthy not meaning that they are 100%. You know, because some guys are a little bit banged up. But fully healthy is in everybody is on the court. There's no one injured that's missing games so far. The Denver Nuggets are the best team in the league until further notice. If they lose this, then they lose the crown. They lose the belt because they have their whole team. But Denver has the best player in the league.
Jokic is first, though. Yeah.
You think Jokic is the best player in the NBA?
I gotta give Jokic his flowers. How he looked on that playoff run, like, he just dominated everybody. Like, it started with us, and then it went to Phoenix, and then he played the Lakers. Like, he swept, like, he just went through everybody. Like,
they have the best team chemistry, and they don't lose at home a lot. They lost one game at home the entire playoffs last year. It was game 2 of the NBA Finals against Miami. I'm daring to sit here on this pedestal and declare Anthony Edwards top 2. So if I was to say that, I'm not saying at this point in the video necessarily that I'm saying that. I kind of want to talk it through with myself and you guys a little bit because obviously there are some other candidates. Like if someone had said that a month ago someone says Ant-Man, top 2. You'd probably be like, all right, you know, maybe in a few years. I mean, top 2 means he's better than, okay, we assume Joker is the 1. We assume he's better than Giannis. We assume he's better than Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, Steph Curry, Joel Embiid, SGA. I mean, that would have been a hot take. If I was to say Ant is better than SGA a month ago, which I did, been saying it for a few months actually, I've been holding on. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that one. If I was to say that a month ago, yeah, most people would argue because Shea is putting up better numbers and he's gonna win the MVP, whatever. He might win the MVP, probably not. It doesn't matter if he does or he doesn't. He's not a better basketball player than Anthony Edwards. What people need to understand is that the NBA playoffs and the NBA regular season are two fairly different entities. It's basketball, and it's competitive basketball, but it isn't really the same thing. It's not the same product. And this is not supposed to be exclusive to NBA. Like, you can identify this in baseball. Not saying that Shea can't be a playoff player. He hasn't proven it yet, but there is a quality about Anthony Edwards. You're going up against the best team in the league. The guys with the belt and the best player in the league. And specifically, you're going up against Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who might make all defense this year. He might be a second-team all-defensive player. Had his best defensive season of his career. Albeit, he might be a little bit hobbled. You're going up against him. You're going up against Aaron Gordon, who was the best defensive player in the playoffs last season. This man that successfully guarded Karl Anthony Towns, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and Jimmy Butler back to back to back to back. That's the two guys you got to worry about guarding you in a one-on-one. And we can talk about the double teams that Denver's bringing in this game and how more and more it might get to the point where they just got to force it out of this guy's hands, which they probably didn't anticipate doing too much. They would like to not have to do this that much, given that they have these two individual guys that are developed as far as their reputations go on this end of the floor. Not to mention Christian Braun off the bench, who's a great defensive player. Didn't matter who it was. Anybody who was on an island with this man today was barbecue chicken food. And so I don't necessarily think Ant is going to be this hot and this efficient every single game. I definitely got Denver winning the second game. And I still have Denver winning the series, don't get me wrong. But I regard this team very highly, Denver. This is my championship pick. And been that all year. All season I had Denver, my championship pick. I understood going into this series, this is going to be a 6 or 7 gamer. I expect 7 games. But with Anthony Edwards, there's something intangible about it too, on top of all the eye test stuff, right? Like, we see what as far as strengths in a player, what is the weakness of this player? Where does Anthony Edwards get shut down? Is it that he can't hit a outside shot? His jumper goes broke on him? Is that how he would have a bad game? Because to be the best in the NBA, best players in the NBA, it's important that you are dominant in the regular season, yes, and in the playoffs you don't have bad games. Anthony Edwards hasn't really had a bad game. And the one game that he had that was pretty, like, his off night, it didn't matter. Because his team's good enough and his presence is good enough for his team to win. It's just that when I see Nikola Jokic on a basketball court, especially in an NBA playoff game, I feel like demoralized for the other team. Like, it's going to take a lot. You're just not going to stop this guy. This guy can't have a bad game. Like, he can have a bad game for his standards, but he's always going to have a massive impact on every single game that he plays in a positive way. In that game, game 5 against the Lakers, they eliminate the Lakers. This might have been the worst game he's had in like 2 years in the playoffs. And he had 25, 20, and 9. So he's obviously always going to have a big impact. Anthony Edwards is the same way. If he has an off shooting game, you know he made that defense work to stop him. You know that he opened up the game at least by getting his teammates looks just because of his presence. And you know that he played hard defense and made guys struggle on the offensive end. This guy plays hard defense. He's a key part of what makes this Timberwolves defense so intimidating, so physical and frustrating to score on. Not just having Rudy back there, but having all the size, physicality, and athleticism with him and Jaden on the perimeter. But at the end of the day, still, when you need a bucket, it's him and it's Cat, really. And some guys get buckets in the flow. I thought Mike Conley today was incredible in the second half. I know this guy can contribute to, and he's played in a lot of big games, and he can make jump shots, but he damn near saved them. And a Naz Reid, like, all that stuff really helps, but it doesn't happen the way that it does if Ant doesn't have it going. That burden of what being a number one option is, and that pressure to deliver, and how much it eases his teammates. This guy's a great leader. And seriously, this is where you make your name. I don't care about, like, all the stat records, the James Harden stats, regular season shit. It doesn't really matter that much. This is where it counts. Who you are counts. And he's ready for this moment. We're watching the two best players in the league potentially go at it. Two best teams in the league. This is beautiful basketball. My favorite time of the year. I'm really excited about all these series going into the round 2, except maybe the Boston one. Hopefully Orlando takes that, because I would be incredibly irritated. I would be disgusted to be forced to watch Cleveland Cavaliers attempt to play basketball for another at least 4 games. I feel like that would just be disrespectful to me. So Jamal Murray didn't show up in the first half. Michael Porter, I thought, he's still getting his shots. That guy doesn't miss. It kind of feels like he's inevitable. Being a third option on a team with Joker and with Jamal Murray, like, the 20 shots a game is automatic. So the looks that Michael Porter does get, and the fact that he can just jump 3 feet into the air and no one has a chance at, like, affecting his shot. He's so confident every time that he shoots. It's hard for me to imagine, even if you have Jaden guarding him sometimes, like, he's not going to force a shot. He's not going to even dribble the ball that much at all if you put pressure on him. But then he'll just run around somewhere and he'll get you distracted. Somebody who's severely compromised in this game is Aaron Gordon. And I find it difficult to figure how Aaron Gordon is going to really contribute to this series, because we know he's going to have to play a lot. Those minutes where he's at the 5 when Joker's off the court are very important. And having to deal with Rudy, if he can't knock down an open jump shot, I mean, that's really what it comes down to, because he will be compromised if he can't make a jumper. If you can make a corner 3-pointer, that's huge. That changes everything. If you could shoot 40% from the corner on a wide open shot off a catch from Joker, I think you're living. When you guard the Nuggets with a strategy where you have, like, one big on him, your most meaty matchup, Karl Anthony Towns. He's just a meaty guy. He's just got a lot of density. He's got a lot of mass. Probably more dense than Gobert, but Gobert is slender. He's just a stick. And he's food for Joker. Joker is eating one-on-one every time against Rudy, bro. It's free food. It's literally a back down, a couple shoulders, and he's under the rim. And it's always been like that. I mean, I knew I could have told you guys that's what was going to happen. But this is the best thing that you could do. This is why you have multiple big men on your team. This is why size kills. This is why Tim Connolly is shitting on us, on all of us right now. He's the most smug motherfucker in the world, because we killed him last year for that Gobert trade. It was open season on Tim Connolly's head. It's like, bro, imagine doing this. This is a terrible way to build a team around Anthony Edwards, your star, with 2 bigs. You're going to have to trade one of them. I said you're going to have to trade Cat. Well, I can't say shit now. You've built a team that's good enough to win a championship. This is certainly unprecedented. The way they played in the playoffs last year was definitely reassuring. Honestly, everything changed with the Mike Conley The D'Angelo Russell flip into Mike Conley, it's night and day. It completely changes everything. Because that's the only thing that's different about their team. Didn't they have all these same guys? Mike Conley can command the ship. He can make sure the ball goes where it needs to go, which is Ant's hands anywhere. Just give Ant the ball, get out of the way. So you don't have a matchup for Anthony Edwards. You're going to have to either just live with the 40s or get the ball out of his hands. I see you get the ball out of his hands and make Jaden McDaniels make a shot. I mean, you gotta have one guy on the T-Wolves that you would be comfortable. Kyle Anderson, if he's on the court, leave him the fuck open. Everybody else is going to shoot it. You got to guard pretty much most of the players. Mike Conley proved today you got to guard him. Naz Reid, you probably got to guard him on the three-point line. I mean, these guys are going to fire. Nickeil Alexander-Walker went 1 for 5, but you still don't want to leave that guy open. You have to bring a second defender because Ant, he's not seeing a shot blocker under the rim, and he's not seeing a KCP contest. And Aaron Gordon, yeah, he's too slow. At the other end of the floor, Joker is too good. My prediction for next game is that Joker is going to get Cat in foul trouble early. He's going to get 2 quick ones, first 3-4 minutes, okay? Lock that in. Rudy's going to start guarding him, get cooked. Naz Reid might get some possessions. He's not, you can't stop this guy. I think Jamal Murray probably has a better game, but here's the thing with Jamal Murray in this series is that, so against Austin Reeves, it was imperfect, but you get the job done. Okay, you faced Austin Reeves, this is a new level. You're going up against Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels now. That's really tough. So Jamal Murray, we know that he's a difficult shot maker. Top 5 tough shot maker. He actually likes tougher shots, it seems like, more. He does this every game, it feels like. He hits one of these. It's uncanny. It feels like, yeah, when the stakes are higher, when the degree of difficulty is higher, this guy is just, you can count on him to be ready for that moment, and he can deliver. I guess you can never really rule him out. But at the same time, he's got his work cut out for him. This is not a light, I mean, they were giving him problems right out the gate. And he started heating up in the second half. But still, it took a while. You were like, this guy's in jail. But a lot of this is going to have to come down to the bench of Denver if they want to see. I still have Denver winning this series, don't get me wrong. I still have utmost confidence in the Joker. Not just to dominate, but also to lead his team to victory. But yeah, this is a tough one. This is his toughest one yet. The bench has to contribute. Christian Braun has to come in and he has to stifle Anthony Edwards a little bit. He has to make him work hard. And he did. He had some nice plays on Anthony Edwards where it felt like his strength could match. That guy is super strong, pretty athletic defensive player. He might be too slow. I'm not saying he could shut him down, but as far as vertically and as far as pure muscle, he's not going to get bodied straight up in a one-on-one. So he's got to be able to spell guys, especially with KCP dealing with whatever he's dealing with. Jamal Murray dealing with something, it appears, as well. Reggie Jackson, I don't know how sustainable his contributions are going to be. I mean, he played good today. He certainly has a feel for this time of the year, but he feels like he's just at a point of his career where you don't really know what you're going to get from him at all in a game, even an important one. And maybe it's been like that for a while, and it's just worse. He's just getting older. But Peyton Watson, got to be able to contribute. I mean, it really does come down to a bunch of these other Nuggets guys being able to shoot. Christian Braun, yes, he's got to be able to guard, but can he make an open three? He made one today, but can he be a guy that you have to guard a little bit on the three-point line? The Wolves can disrespect the fuck out of Aaron Gordon. Just shoot it every time. We don't care. Take it. Rudy is not... He's... Guarding Joker is just too important. You need 2 guys. You need one guy on him and one guy at the basket. That's where Rudy's services are needed and where they are best utilized. So Aaron Gordon, fire away. In general, though, the Nuggets are extremely well equipped with shooters. Obviously, Jamal Murray, KCP, MPJ, you got to be there. And you know those are the guys that play 40 minutes. But this is going to be so much fun. That was my first thought, after this game ended. We get 5 more of these, at least. Denver takes game 2. Lock it in. Okay? Guarantee it. Bet $100,000. Bet your entire rent for next month on it. Do it. Yeah, Ant's the second best player in the league. All I'm going to... until further notice. Luka can't guard like this, bro. He can't. I know Ant can't pass like Luka, but Luka can't dream of this. Hey, but maybe Luka's injured, though. If Luka maybe was fully healthy, we might be saying something else. But part of the game is staying healthy, and Anthony Edwards can damn sure stay healthy. If you're not watching this series, if you're an NBA fan and this series is like kind of boring to you, or you don't care that much, what are you doing? You're probably a negative person and a hater, and you probably just don't appreciate good basketball. You're not a true fan. You don't understand the real spirit of what's going on and what makes this stuff great. Why do you even like basketball? It's just great competition. This is what it's all about.